Welcome to Madison City Channel's Know Your Candidates interviews, co-sponsored by the League of Women Voters of Dane County. I'm your interviewer, Sarah Punt, and I would like to introduce Nicki Vander Meulen, running for Madison School Board Seat 7.
Hi, it's a pleasure to have you be here today, Sarah. Thank you.
As we begin, please give an opening statement about the educational, vocational, and civic experience you have, which prepares you for this office, and why you are running for school board.
This is my fourth term running for school board. I am an attorney by trade, have graduated University of Wisconsin-Madison Law School in 2004 and have run my own practice. The reason I got into education, why I'm running for school board, is I wasn't supposed to be there to begin with. My parents filed suit when I was 6 years old to be able for me to attend public elementary school because autistics with cerebral palsy, which is what I have, were not allowed to attend school. They were to be institutionalized, and that was my placement, was for the Lakeland School for the Severely Disabled. So we didn't like that view, so my mother sued her boss when I was 6 because she was a school guidance counselor, and I managed to get a law degree instead. So it worked out, but how many people don't have those opportunities? How many don't have the money, the time, the ability to fight it? So that's what my mission is on the school board, to provide a transparent, honest, strong leadership while making sure everyone has their rights met.
How would you address staff recruitment and retention issues in the district?
First thing we do on staff recruitment and retention is we pay our people properly. And by that, I mean, very simply, the salary compression. You don't need $165,000 to do another study on why we need to pay people. Of course, employees need to feel valued, and that needs to be done. So that'd be the first thing. Second, I would provide actual recruitment bonuses and benefits, such as possibly lower rates health insurance-wise, and potentially actually creating some social opportunities, because let's be honest, if you've ever moved to Wisconsin in the winter when you know no one, it's a little bit of an isolating place. I think that we need to build our communities in a stronger manner so that way people actually feel like they want to be here.
Do you think the district should make changes to its policies concerning out-of-school suspensions at the middle and high school levels?
Yes, out-of-school suspensions. I understand the need for discipline. Here's the problem. Out-of-school suspensions, the child isn't learning from the behavior. Having an in-school suspension, at least you are able to make sure educational learning actually occurs. Out of school, you don't know where the child is. You don't even know if it's a safe environment. And sometimes, especially for one of our 947 homeless families, it may not be. We don't know that. So I think it's an equity issue that we need to relook at that and go, would in-school be a better fit? Would it be a better way to make sure that learning occurs, that justice occurs, and at the same time, we're not just sending kids home because they're a problem?
How would you evaluate the district's efforts to improve literacy proficiency? Is there more you think the district needs to be doing?
District has started a good start, but there's a lot more that needs to be done. The switch to science of reading was absolutely essential. I credit Carlton Jenkins on getting us on that path. I credit Joe Gothard for continuing us on that path. But what we need to do is we need to increase literacy tutors. We need to make sure we're in compliance with the new act on reading. We need to make sure our students are reading at grade level. But more important than reading at grade level, it's not just a test. I want to make sure they love reading, that they enjoy what they're doing, that they realize that they're using those skills to open other worlds for them. And I think that can be done, but we have to create an atmosphere of not, well, we're teaching to the test or we need this many people proficient. How about We need this many people at the book fair. We need this many people who are interested and are checking out how many books a week. Stuff like that. Make it fun.
When faced with making difficult, controversial decisions, how will you ensure you are getting input from residents with a broad range of perspectives?
Yes. The hardest decision we had was the removing police in school. And that was right before we closed for the pandemic, actually. And it was an incredibly stressful time. And what you do is you go in the community. We can't have the community come to us. We have to go to them, because otherwise we're only going to hear the voices of those who can make it to the meeting. We need to go in the community, ask, how can we do this better? What do you want to see in your schools? What don't you want to see? Where are the issues? Are your child's needs being met? Especially on disability also, because a lot of times people don't realize that often the disability community is an afterthought, and it can't be.
Please tell us about other priorities for your term in office that we have not yet addressed, and how would you propose addressing them?
My main platform is transparency, smaller class sizes with additional help on special education, and salary compression. I've already spoke on salary compression. Transparency, we need to be blatantly obvious, especially on budgetary matters, because this are not our money. This is the taxpayers' dollars. They need to know where it's going and why. Additionally, I like what Green Bay is doing, and I would push for that, in which they list how much money that is lost to the charter and voucher schools in each area. And I think that needs to be on the property tax bill. I think people need to know that. Additionally, I would lobby the Capitol for full changes for special education. As for other issues on smaller class sizes, we've learned that when you're learning to read, you need the smaller one-to-one attention. If you have a class of 25, 26, or even 23, that's too many kids. We need to put hard caps on enrollment at grades K through 3, because otherwise children are not going to get the foundation they need to be readers and mathematicians.
What would you like to say to the viewing audience as we complete this interview?
I am been thrilled and honored to be on the school board since 2017. I ask for your vote for Nicki Vander Meulen on April 7th. Thank you.
I want to thank Nicki Vander Meulen for speaking with us, and thank the viewing audience for taking the time to know your candidates. I want to remind everyone that the election is Tuesday, April 7th. Every election is important. Please vote. On behalf of Madison's City Channel and the League of Women Voters of Dane County, I thank you for joining us.